night was kind of a surprise
My
to me.
God,
I
that
wasn't
was
expecting this large group of young men who were playing all these different instruments.
20-year-old
Yeah.
Dutch guys that played Afrikaans music.
It was amazing.
And
it was
so tight. Like,
it was amazing. It was fun. They had such great energy. They just seemed genuinely happy to be on stage and to be playing.
You're going to see a lot more from that band in the future.
Jungle by Night,
like,
for sure.
I, as soon as I got home, I looked up Jungle by Night and all their YouTube videos, and wow, they packed massive crowds, and there was hardly anybody there because it was such a draw on the other stages.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God.
Well, and that was, I think that was almost,
an ongoing thing throughout.
Yeah,
the festival,
it was kind of a thing. It was like an embarrassment of riches, right? Like,
Yeah.
there were so many things that were just like put up against each other. Like,
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Willie Nile. It was on at the same time CeeLo Green. You know, I can't remember exactly what day that was. There was a few of them though. Like, I really want to see Bahamas. They put on the exact same time as the Hip.
That's a crazy one. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot of people in the same boat. They were like, you know what, I really want to see the Hip. They're one of the headliners that I really want to see. But Bahamas is playing on.
Yeah.
the
I think
exact same time,
that's the ultimate challenge
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
music festivals, and unfortunately,
You gotta make choices. If you can split your time,
It's
then,
one of those good problems to have, right? If you have
Absolutely,
too much good talent.
that's right.
So that leads us into the Saturday, where I got there a little late because I was at July Talk at
Hope Beach.
At Hope
Volleyball
Beach. So
Festival, yeah.
July Talk was unbelievable there.
So good.
it goes without saying. They're
They
always
were
great.
amazing
Was
at
it-
Bluesfest last year.
Was it last year, right?
Yes.
On the Canadian or River stage.
River stage.
Yes.
I
Amazing.
remember that set too because
Yeah.
they were like so overjoyed to be playing, and I remember them saying like, "Wow, like that they had heard kind of that Ottawa was kind of a bit of a lame town or whatever." But, like, you guys are amazing. Like
Yeah.
they said it was literally like one of the best shows that ever played, and somebody crowd surfed a beaver
Yes.
tail at the end.
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Somebody actually crowd surfed a beaver tail to the singer. So
That was amazing.
that was
Yeah.
very memorable.
Yes.
So I'm pumped to see them at Way Home again this weekend.
Nice.
I'll go see them as much as possible. So what time did you get there on the Saturday?
Saturday, I got there probably towards. I was right in time to catch G Grand, actually, who's
Okay.
a local hip hop artist. He's probably one of the most talented, in my personal opinion, in terms of local hip hop.
Probably one of the nicest guys ever.
As well, very
Yeah.
humble guy,
Yeah.
very good lyricist and MC. He shared the stage with another local hip-hop artist whose name is Hype the Gypsy Sun. He's part of a group called Missing Links, and they started a project together called Tapas with local hip-hop producer Jeeps. And so it was really amazing to see them opening for Nas. Unfortunately, there might not have been as many people as they would have hoped for, but at least it was a great exposure, and they got to perform a second time.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it was a last-minute thing because of De La Soul's cancellation. Bluesfest called him up and said, "Can you fill the spot?" And he accepted. So it was really, really neat to see him on the Bell stage, on the main stage, in front of thousands of people who didn't know him, but still, it gave him an amazing exposure. And I think at the end of the day, that's it's
great
pretty special.
opportunity.
Yeah,
I wonder
great
how long
opportunity
that
for
phone call
him.
was. Like Mark Monahan phones him up. Like, hey, G, can you play the Bell stage instead of De La Soul? Yes.
I'm there 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
You say yes right away.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
So that was where I started my day, and of course, Nas for me is probably the highlight of the festival. I'm as I mentioned before, a big hip hop head. Nas, I grew up with his music. He was my favorite rapper growing up. So to have the chance to see him up close and personal at Bluesfest was special, and he really surpassed my expectations. He really did all the classics. He was on point.
Yeah.
And I think everyone that was there.
I thought it was great to listen to him after Kanye West on the
He's
Friday.
a very humble guy, and it's complete contrast.
Yeah, and like really good lyricist, like good, really good. So
He does things the right way, right? Like it's I don't know. It's not the kind of misogyny and gangsta stuff.
It's more conscious.
Yeah, it's very socially conscious, but it's also very uplifting. Like,
Yeah.
The World Is Yours was just a fantastic. And then at the end of it, when he's like, look, like he stops the music, he's like, look, the world. This is what I'm saying here. The world is yours. If you want to do something about it, do it.
Yeah.
Like if you think it's got to change it. Right? He's like, so he actually broke it down, and he's like, this is what I'm saying here. This is what I'm saying, people. So
There was
it
a
great. It was very
huge
impactful.
crowd, and
Huge,
he
yeah.
just he had such great positive energy, and people were really into it. And I'm not a big hip hop fan, but I had to stop while going from stage to stage and actually like listen to like 4 or 5 songs, because I was like, wow, you just feel the energy.
Yeah,
it's
it draws
great
you in, for sure.
Yeah, and then Always was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to that as well.
Yeah.
And then I went to Porter Robinson, who I guess a lot of people don't know him as a DJ, and I thought that was just such a fun time.
Another thing I want to highlight from that day, a beautiful, amazing discovery that Julie and I stumbled upon, Hat Fits and Kara.
That was on Sunday, I believe.
No, that was
No, that
Saturday.
was on that day.
played
They
twice.
played twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that right?
Did they?
I didn't realize they played twice, but
Yep.
anyway.
Saturday and Sunday.
On either of those days, we were able to catch them, and I mean, they're phenomenal. Their energy, that Kara is amazing. That woman herself, alone on the drums, she sings, she drums, she plays the washboard. She's incredible. She dances while doing it all, and definitely a highlight for me. So.
That was a lot of fun.
And also on the Saturday, we had local act Pony Girl. They were playing inside the Barney Dance and Theater. It was great to see them play some new material because they're coming out with a new album later this summer. I was excited to see Scott Whalen again.
How was Scott Whalen?
It was good. He looked well.
Because early on, a few months ago, it was train wrecks and everything.
Well,
like that.
he keeps getting kicked out of every band he's part of.
Yeah.
But he looked well, better than I've seen him in a long time. He sounded good. The only complaint I have is the set was too short. Like, he played, I think, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
he had an
ended
hour
before.
slot. He had an hour slot, and he just played 40 minutes. So I was a bit disappointed.
Did he
but
play STP?
He did play, I think, 2 or 3 songs from Stone Temple
just
Pilots.
2 or 3, okay.
Yeah, he played Vaseline, and he played
Big Bang Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I honestly, not to take anything away from your take on Scotty, I actually had that as one of my biggest disappointments of the festival, because I had seen the STP reunion back in 09-ish when they came through.
I missed that one.
And it was awesome. Like, it was legitimately awesome. And this one, it was just, I don't know, I wasn't really digging the new songs. I didn't see that the crowd was really into it, and as a result, I didn't see that he was really into it. He seemed like he's never been really much for banter, but it was just like, this song's called so-and-so, and then they just play it. And this song's called whatever, and then they just played it. And then yeah, they kind of cut off early. And it was just like I just didn't feel like he was feeling it from the crowd, and I didn't feel like the crowd was feeling it from him. And it was just this thing, and...
That's probably why he cut it short.
Probably, yeah. I just don't think he was feeling it, and
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what that says, but yeah, I didn't dig his band.
He definitely looked better than he has in years. Like, he was drinking tea between songs. Like, he was the healthiest I've seen him in a long time.
If that's what we
The
have
tea
to
was
take
spiked.
from him.
The tea was spiked.
Yeah.
To me, it sounded like a bad STP cover band. There I said it.
What about Iggy Azalea?
We managed to get through the entire Saturday without even mentioning Iggy. So yeah, big headliner. She was great. Whatever.
Okay.
No, she was fine. She was fine. Like, it wasn't. It didn't blow me away. I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it, and she had a really nice outfit.
Oh.
It's the best thing I can say about it. I don't know.
Was there a good reason that she was the headliner that night and not Nas? Like, what does Nas say when he sees that as a headliner? I don't know. Like,
wasn't it Iggy got her big break on tour
with Nas on tour with him? Yeah.
and now she's close.
Yes.
It just
I hope
so
he gets
happened.
paid the same thing.
I don't know. I
Who
don't know how that
knows?
works.
Hopefully, but who knows?
She's a big draw.
She's right now in her.
Is she in the prime? I don't know.
Not
I don't
Well,
know. This
I think she was kind of occupying the space this year that Lady Gaga was last year
Sure.
on the first Saturday night of the festival.
Possibly.
The big pop star coming in, although she's not really pop. She's
Is she big? Do they play her
pop.
music
She's
on
pop.
the radio a
She's
lot?
pop.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
I don't listen to those stations.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We listen to CHUO and CKCU over
Yes,
here.
we are. We'll talk about your show in a bit. Leading us into the Sunday, July the 12th, I was there bright and early at 2 p.m., as I usually am, a little later, because that's always Wimbledon final day. And I always miss Wimbledon final because I'm usually volunteering at around noon on the Sunday, but now it was 2 p.m. this year. Silver Gun and Spleen they were so damn good.
I wish I would have seen them. Unfortunately, I missed
I love
them.
them.
But,
You're listening to this and you're in Ottawa, go check out Silver Gun and Spleen, absolutely.
Two sisters, right? Two sisters.
Two.
I
I miss
don't know if they're
them.
twins, but they look very much alike,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're definitely sisters.
So damn hot.
They rock
Like,
out.
they're rocking out. It's 40 degrees outside with the humidex. I have to say with the humidex, or people get upset and go, no, it wasn't 40 degrees. What's the Tribal Seeds, did anybody catch the dreads on the guy from Tribal Seeds? Did you see my photo of
I
that?
caught the sound check, part of the sound check, and it sounded amazing, but unfortunately I wasn't able to.
I'll be showing
the whole
you
thing, yeah.
some of those photos. We'll take a break in a moment to listen to some music, of course.
On that day, I have to say a big disappointment for me was Heems. He's a New York Punjabi-based MC. He used to be part of the group called Das Racist, a hip-hop trio, if I'm not mistaken. They were pretty dope on the underground scene, and he went off to do his solo thing. And he was extremely underwhelming. He was actually, I found him a lazy performer.
Wow.
He didn't look like he wanted to be there. He was just going through the motions, but not really. Anyway, so that for me,
I agree.
He was able to maintain my attention for maybe 2-3 songs tops, and I gave him a
hear
He
this
was on the Claridge stage too.
He
It
was
a
on the
big
Claridge
stage.
stage.
We
Yeah.
hear this a lot at the 5 p.m. hour, and that's the hottest part of the day. So that could be something as well.
Possibly.
You know, when
Possibly.
you're on tour every single day and you're playing 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then you're putting out
possible he
5
was
p.m.
having a
at
bad
40
day,
degrees.
or-
Like,
yeah.
it's total
Kind of your
switch.
job,
Yeah,
though,
but
isn't
you,
it?
it is your
that's the
job.
thing.
and
You're going
have,
different out, but not everybody knows.
Right. And
Not everybody knows
you have
that.
one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
too,
That's right, you know,
So
'cause
for me,
you
it was
never know
like, no thanks.
who's going to be in that crowd, and
That's
who you could.
That's disappointing.
Anyway,
But on the Sunday, for me, the big draw was Arkells playing the Canadian stage. They won me over the first time I saw them play Bluesfest a couple of years ago. They're such a fun band to watch live. They're having so much fun on stage. They love their fans. They interact with them throughout their set, and they're just such a fun band. I just enjoy them so much.
Yeah.
And also like playing the river stage, Canadian stage.
And they've
it's so
pretty much
fun.
like grown up right before our eyes at
Yeah.
Bluesfest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen them there now almost every year in the
Yeah.
last four,
Or
maybe
every-
four in a row,
yeah.
maybe 3 of the last
And
4.
usually the river stage as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they played. I know they played the Claridge. I think the
They did?
first year they were there,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. Yeah, like it's always they always put on a great show.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have a soft spot.
What
for
did you
them.
think of CeeLo?
I was a bit underwhelmed, to be honest. Like I was there for I think like 4 or 5 songs, and I was just like, this is it? Like really? I don't know.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much from him. I had never checked out like live videos of live shows or anything like that, so really didn't know what to expect. And I think he brought the spectacle. He was pretty entertaining for me.
A lot of
anyway.
people. He did a lot of covers. I think that's
Yeah.
one.
I wrote actually in my review that like watching a CeeLo Green show is like watching The Voice in fast forward. It's basically like it wasn't just that he was doing covers;
Yeah.
is that he was doing like 30 seconds of In Excess, and then 30 seconds of Eurythmics, and then 30 seconds of Hendrix, and then 30 seconds of
Yeah.
James Brown. It was like this crazy
Mishmash of-
mishmash.
I thought he
medley
was
the entire
definitely
show, so.
charming, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the
Who are
throne,
you here for?
and I
Yeah,
love
who are
the
you here
backup
for?
band. Like
Oh,
that was
yeah.
all cute and
The
all,
all-girl
but I
backup.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I don't
Bumping
know.
Were they
Grinding.
actually playing those instruments?
They were.
Oh, yeah.
They
Oh,
were.
yeah.
They were
They
legit.
were.
Totally legit.
Yeah,
Damn
they
good.
were legit.
I don't know about the
I'm sorry if that
garter belts and
offends
the-
people.
They looked
'cause
great.
They were dancing.
They
and stuff
looked
playing. It was
great,
awesome.
and they
Yeah.
were performing and playing their instruments.
Kind
and
of
it
look
was
like
great.
strippers, but they were playing.
goes with the CeeLo style.
It goes with he's the lady killer, right? So
Oh
that
yeah,
self-proclaimed?
That's right.
self-proclaimed.
Anybody
and-
catch the Texas Horns, my boys, at all this year?
No,
I'm very
I
disappointed.
did not. They always perform with a bunch of different bands and accompany.
Not as many bands this year
No?
as in the past. Oh, the OBGMs I loved. I thought that was an awesome show. You're going to be seeing them, hearing about them at South by Southwest, and these guys are up and coming. What about Blue Rodeo? Very quickly before we get to Tuesday.
Every year's Blue Rodeo. I didn't even bother checking them out this year.
So it's not lost together anymore. It's lost by themselves. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't know. A lot of people still love it, and I think that's great. And,
Again,
and I
They
think
bring
that
the
summer-
people.
They
They
bring the people,
attract
yeah.
a certain crowd
That's the
every
bread and butter
year,
of this
and
festival, right?
it's date night for a lot of couples.
100%. When
Yeah.
you can hold your loved one
That's
or
right.
two Well, with the reports of Ashley Madison, you're going to be
Yes.
holding a few.
Yes.
Instead of Blue Rodeo, I checked out Richard Thompson, who was recommended by namely Peter Simpson from the Ottawa Citizen.
Yeah.
He was a great performer, talented guitarist, and singer-songwriter.